Some of the things that I've seen in the curriculum are just, we have it completely back to front. Now this goes back to Julia Gillard when she was Education Minister under Kevin Rudd. They had a thing called the Melbourne Declaration. And what they did, they put things like it was sustainability, Asia and Indigenous Australias were meant to be interwoven in every single subject. So when you were learning maths, you didn't learn like, 5 less 3 equals 2. You were taught it as though there's 5 polar bears and 3 of them died from global warming, so there's 2 polar bears left. This is the nonsense of how things get embedded in the system. There are so many woke concepts that have been woven into the curriculum, and so many things, important things about Australia's history that are left out. One of the things I would really like to do, to have the opportunity, if you had to go through it and rewrite that curriculum, firstly to make sure that kids grow up with an understanding of how good they've got it today. A lot of kids don't understand that a century ago, the average lifespan of Australians was like 40 years of age. The wealth and things that we've created have added the average of 40 or 50 years, 40 plus years to the average person's life here in Australia. The difference in wealth that we have today, the opportunity, even though, okay, we've got the COVID situation, but before we had that, the opportunity for people to travel and to see the world, and that, hopefully this will come back very soon. That was previous generations never had that. So one of the first thing to do is to let kids know the great privileges and the wealth that has been created by their previous generations of Australians to give them the great and wonderful country that they have today. So many of what I see in the education are designed to teach the kids to actually hate Australia and to not like Australia and have detest for it and want to change it all. This is, I think, a real problem with our education system, and that curriculum is so important, and that's why I think what Mark Latham is doing, because this is a lot of the curriculum is controlled at the state level, what Mark Latham is doing is fantastic, and I give him my 100% support. Look, there's a Yarrawarra primary school. There's a principal there, and he was very popular, very successful, liked by all the parents and all the teachers, and he was sort of summarily dismissed and made to stand down, and basically never even got a chance to say goodbye to the kids. And it appears what he's been accused of is, at worst, some sort of technical breach of failing to fill out the paperwork correctly. Now this is, from all I can see, has been a gross violation of his rights. So the old thing where he's basically been, the accusation gets thrown out and you're sort of, you're guilty and you've got to prove your innocence. It's really been a terrible state of affairs that someone that is so highly respected in the local area and so loved by the parents and teachers should be treated in such a way, and really not, you can see, really not given due process. Now, the idea that this is happening, you can be thrown out of your job, you can be asked to leave your school on some allegation of some, sort of like minor paperwork error or something that hasn't been done. It's really, I think, a complete overkill, and we've got to really avoid this in our society, as where someone throws out an accusation and that person is guilty and thrown out of their job and then has to go and prove their innocence. That is the complete opposite of the rule of law and the complete opposite of everything that Australia should stand for.